Well, hello everyone. In this video I will be doctoring this lens, hopefully successfully, because I need to use it in the morning. So the problem is that zoom ring is jammed, so if I try to move it, it doesn't go past 50 or below 44. So, and this is because this front element is actually moving with the zoom and it's jammed because there is a problem with the barrel. I bought this lens broken with exactly the same issue. So the reason why it's broken, the previous owner dropped it with hitting this front barrel on the surface, some kind, maybe floor, and dislocating some of the guides inside. So let's take it apart and see if we can doctor it back again. So the previous repair was, well, repair in quote marks, more of a patch, was to dislocate the broken bits and straighten them out. Hopefully it will be something similar now. So I've already taken this lens apart once before, so hopefully it will take a little bit less time this time. Alright. Trying to remember all the steps I did. To remove some of the screws. Hopefully the sound is okay and the video is okay. I don't think this will be very long. This. That should go all the way. I think I can remove that too. Okay, this goes. Not yet. This ball is a little bit important. Makes those clicking sounds for the aperture control. To remember what's the next. I think this comes off. The rubbers. took apart the front side before, but it was actually not necessary, so I'm not doing this at this time. And there is missing screw in here. This was actually drilled out. And this rear lens block comes off. But I'm not 100% sure if I take it off before. Probably not. Because all this feels pretty solid to me. Okay, so this comes off first. I think it's turning for them. So it's here. This is actually locking this part. Pretty tiny screws. So one here, one here. I like that most of the Fuji GF lenses, they come in apart with just one single screwdriver. Okay. So this is a focus ring. Just electrical drive, it's not connected to anything mechanical inside. I think I need to remove this box. There's a ring that wants to come out. Alright. Remember, the tricky part was to actually get lens comes apart in a specific position. I'm afraid it's hard to get to that position. Okay. Trying to remember. I don't want to apply too much force. Because then we can damage something actually important. So let's see what else we have available. that doesn't go off. Now I think there's only one way to get it out. I'm pretty sure this stuff doesn't go anywhere. Yep. Doesn't go. So there is, it's hard to see, but there are steps on this barrel, and there is an opening, so the step like ends here, like where my finger is, and the opening is here. So I need to move the lens to the widest position. Oh, like so. Yep, so I just forced it in. Alright, now I hear something rattles. Yeah, something definitely rattles. So now I need to remove these ones, I believe. And then we can further take the barrel out. These are the guides that direct the lens to go on these directions. So there's that. Now we get to the important bits. So, select all these wobbles. There are this screw, and another one here. That's supposed to go on these guides. And it's kind of jams somewhere in between. So let me check some of the pictures, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, so I'm back, and looks like I'll need to take these screws off and see what's rattling around. You could see the damage from the previous. It's hard to see, but there is a dent right in here, pretty deep in the metal, and similar on the other ends. Okay, this goes out. One last one. And it's out. Now I can move this stuff. Yeah. So this is the unit with the front element. And now this rattly business over here. So let's get these guys off. And this one off. I already can guess what is rattling, because you see this part has a little plastic standoff, actually metal standoff around with the plastic like washer thing, most likely Teflon, but this one does not have it. It's just a metal piece. So I think this Teflon tube got lost inside. So let's see if we can check it out. Well, there it is. I'm not sure if I can focus this close, but this is the part that was rattling around. Slightly busted up and damaged. Now it's nothing is rattling, and stuff should move freely, as it actually does. Moves all right. So I guess I need to see if I have another one of these washers that is better condition, and put it on and then reassemble everything back together. I'm not sure how it's supposed to be holding together. Let's see. Because this is just a metal stud. Let me look under the microscope. Just to give you a perspective of all the mess. Switch to the different webcam. I think this is working. Somehow. Yeah, there we go. So we have all this lens business. All the bits in my test camera right there. It's a little bit shaky. Because I have a wrong resolution set. Now we are closer together. It's all upside down. There we go. So lens block, the guide mechanism with focusing stuff, front element, and again this is a Fujifilm GF32-64. Alright. Back to the proper view. Let me take a look on the washer. Little box with Fuji lens bits. Some suitable washer in here. Probably not. So some small ones. Some might recognize what this come from. So it's not just Fuji bits. And some others might recognize what this come from. I have a couple more of the broken Fuji lenses, but it would be too much of a project to take those apart. And it's not a fact that like that part is in there as well. So I could just put this one back together and hope it doesn't fall off. I cannot super glue it because it has to be rotating, I think. Let's see the original one rotating. Maybe it's not supposed to be rotating. Then I could actually super glue it. I doubt that super glue would work very well with this Teflon-like material. So I have this lens unit. This is GF32-64. It's destroyed beyond repair because actually inside the lens element was damaged. There were shards everywhere. You can see a washer here, and there, and here. So does this look a little bit too small? You can take a look. Yeah, those will definitely not fit. Yep, it's too small. By the way, then there is linear motor. So lenses, Fuji lenses with LM, meaning linear motor, have the focusing with the linear mechanism with magnets and electromagnetic drive. So it's pretty cool. So I don't think there is anything useful in this one. Out some more parts and bits. So this beast. So this is 100 to 200. It's also a zoom lens. With the internal focusing body. It might have suitable part, but it might take. Unfortunately, it doesn't have electronics, so I don't have all the other bits to get it together. So let's see if I can do much about it. I see kind of similar bits in there. Question is how much effort will it take to get this one apart? Well, let's do a 5-minute quick attempt to see if it's actually fruitful. I hope this rear part comes off as a whole unit. Nope. Nope. This actually moves the front part. So let's just slide everything off. I think we'll need to remove the rubber. See some hole, probably a screw there, here as well. This is the serious tape. It does not come off easy. There we go. It's very sticky as well. Let's see. Wider screwdriver for that. This funky looking screws. Oh, there we go. And I ripped this flex cable from here. You're supposed to undo this, undo this flex and pull it carefully away. I'm not fixing this lens anytime anymore, so I guess we just don't care. Alright, so that was fun. Oh. All these washers have a slit in them. Looks like a crack, but it's intentional, so it's definitely a slit. And oh, it's locking. Cool. But it's different barrel, I believe. Yeah, it looks shorter. Definitely different. Let's see, can we use this washer? There is nothing I can use from this body. There is no moving parts in there. This washer looks pretty complicated. With all the slits and everything around it. It's also larger. So I think it's a no. Yeah, this definitely will not work. So you go back. Sorry for that. So we can sort of kinda put it back together. Just so it have less space in storage. Flex. Yep. Now, that was it. Now let's put other things together too. It's pretty cool how they build all this lens mechanisms. There we go. Hello, I'm good, thank you for your subscription. This is just looking around for bits and pieces. Destroying some things in process, like this flex, but it's okay. There was no hope for this one anyway, because I didn't have the rest of the parts to make it complete. So it was just sacrifice for science, I guess. Where's that guide? Yep. Let's put the funky screws in there. So these screws transfer the rotation of the barrel to the outer plastic body. That's what their job is. I'm not sure what's hiding behind here. I can put that tape. Most of these lenses are designed to be put together once, and you don't really take them apart. But like, you can do it. It's not impossible. Just need to be careful and kind of know what you're doing. Okay, that sort of works. So I guess that's it for this one. Let's move on to our original problem. So I can take a look under the microscope, which is right here. What's we can do with this washer thingy? Yeah, it looks like just a tube with a notch in the middle. Look at the good one. It looks like press fit. Let's not lose it. It kinda rotates around. So I'm curious if I put it on, yeah, it's just probably a matter of the question when it will pop off again, jamming the lens. So it sits pretty tight, but not tight enough, I guess. Let's try to take this one off. Yeah, this one doesn't come off as easy. So it's hard to. And I think there was some kind of the glue, because there is like a black residue around. So I can just apply a little bit of glue, if I can find it. I think I had a little jar of super glue somewhere. Now you should be very careful with messing with super glue and lens stuff, because the super glue may give some vapors and some chemicals that would deposit on the glasses and would ruin your otherwise maybe a successful repair, because there is no point of fixing lens if you cannot get proper optical quality images out of it. So I guess I'll just apply a tiny drop and press fit it back in together. Just like that. Now it's probably very hard to see what I'm talking about, but like this is this little part. I don't know how to call it properly. Come on, focus. So these are the good ones with the little black stuff on top, and this is a bad one. So this white ring, probably Teflon, got loose and dropped into the lens, and this whole mechanism jammed and was not working properly. Do you shoot in medium format? Yes, I do. Before that I was a big fan of Nikon, and I used Nikon D800 for 12 years or so. And now I shoot with the Fuji GFX. So this is my test camera, and I have some of the other ones. I've posted a repair of Fujifilm GF32-64 on xDevs.com in repair section. So if you are interested, feel free to go in, find that article, and there is also a video on my channel about all the roller coaster repair that I was dealing with that camera body. That camera is actually now working properly, giving me amazing images, and actually this lens was bought for that project as well. I bought this lens broken for a fraction of a cost, and now I am repairing it for the second time because this ring get dislodged and jammed again. So let's get it all back together, I guess. Where's that part? Yeah. Can you show the camera again? Well, this is a Fujifilm GFX50S Mark II. So there's not much special about this one. So this is medium format. This one is 50 megapixel, but my main cameras are higher end variant of this body with 102 megapixels. They all use the same size Sony sensors, or rather I should say sensor manufactured by Sony for Fujifilm, so that would be more correct. Very cool cameras, but they teach you to shoot slowly and think a lot about how you want everything to look like before you hit that shutter button. So very different to my Nikon D800 experience. I focus stack a lot more like it's going right. Yeah. It should go into the slot. Now it makes sense. So it goes into this slot. But there is a hole here. Let's see. I think it's oriented this way. But there is not much space around. So, hold on. I'm goofing something up. It goes into this smaller diameter. No, it cannot go there. It has to be a bigger one. Because there is damage marks here. So definitely bigger hole. I think it goes into this slot. Okay, so there's that. And you can actually see there is a little cutout for this flat part to stay in place like that. So when you turn in the barrel, like it actually translates the force to this whole front element. It moves together with the barrel. My favorite Fujifilm camera is the X-T4. Yes, actually I have X system as well. So right now you are watching the video that is recorded by X-T5. And this X-T5 has XF27mm lens pancake on it. This pancake is also actually have an issue. One of the aperture elements is loose, but as you can see the image is still okay. And I have a longer lens for X-T5, and I shoot some pretty cool shots for the birds and wildlife. But I do this just for hobby, so there is some dust on the inside. Yeah, should be alright. So let's get everything kind of aligned. To drop this a bit like that, and I need to put others as well, and then I align this front lens barrel and then screw everything together. So let's try that. And I'm going for the photography meetup tomorrow. Very early in the morning, so we could catch some cool frost, hopefully. On the leaves and capture overall beauty of the nature. That's the idea. So that's why I'm trying to fix this lens today, so I can actually use it tomorrow. I have some primes like 45mm and 63mm GF primes, but actually I found that image quality on this zoom is on par with those primes, so I was actually pretty impressed. Alright, let's try this. I'm not sure what side it should go, but I guess it doesn't matter. Alright, I need to get all these notches all together, oriented properly. Yep. Okay. Okay, another mistake. This you should go other way around, so facing with the long end towards the camera body mount. So we need to turn them upside down, like so. You can see this one actually slightly bent even. Come on. Don't get stuck now. I got it out. Let's get it into position. Yeah, like so. Let's try it again. Yeah, now it's in. Let's put the screws in. What was the issue with the lens? Have you tried adapting medium format lens to X-T5? No, I did not. But like I don't see much of the purpose. Like why? Why would you want to do that? Because medium formats lenses are pretty large, and they are also limited in focal range. For example, one lens and one of the focal range that I really miss now is ultra wide angle. On Nikon D800 I was using 14-24 and that was my go-to lens for landscapes and stuff. But now I don't have anything that wide for Fuji GFX. So that's kind of a problem, and I'm still debating buying the 20-35 lens, but even 20-35 is not that super wide. So yeah, right now I'm actually still using Nikkor 14-24 with adapter on my GFX bodies. So that is kind of okay. So now mechanism is extending. It works decently smooth. Plus, you also would not have much of a tele option without spending a lot of money on the medium format. So, like for example, if you want to get to 600, you will need to buy a 500mm GF lens together with a teleconverter, and it will be like huge setup. It doesn't even get to like 600 really much. But on usual even full frame cameras you can get 600, 800 with a fraction of a size and weight. So the issue with this lens was one of these washers got loose and it was jammed between 44 and 50 millimeters. And the original issue was, I think, it was jammed between like 32 and 44. I don't remember exactly, but it was almost the identical issue. This is because this lens was dropped and damaged one of these washers. So I still have that damaged washer in here, but I don't have a replacement one for now. So let me put the rest of the lens together and we can try if it works. And I should not destroy any of the flex circuits because I actually want to have this lens working again. So let's be careful here. Right. Okay, I actually can put these screws on the lens unit back because they didn't do anything. I have a couple of the X lenses. This actually doesn't go here. With the fungus on the lens elements inside. So I rather have lens with the mechanical damage, or at least I should say moderate mechanical damage. Instead of fungus on the lenses, because like if you have fungus on the lenses, then not much you can do. It destroys coating and makes the lenses pretty much useless afterwards. Okay, I don't think the screw goes in there because let's see actually. Yeah, let's worry about that later. For now, I need to get this business sorted out. Okay, I need to turn the lens around a little. And put this brass guides. My most use cases for cameras is actually macro, so shoot a lot of electronics, and I would say macro lenses are my weak spot. So I have still in use some old Nikon macro lens that is actually adapted to GFX, works very well, as well as has a native 120mm f4 lens. But I also love low light photos. So a couple of weeks ago I went for a camping with a friend and took some of the pictures of a Milky Way. So that was pretty cool. Alright, let's see. Okay, this seems to be working nicely. So we need 32mm, and let's find the focus. Then the screw goes in. I think it doesn't hold anything. I'm not sure what that screw is for. So you can just put those together. These are, I mean, these tiny ones for the focusing readout tube. Just two of them here. They're short and stubby. So that's that. Now let's get this part on. So you can see all these ridges inside. So it goes only one way. And we're about to find out which way it goes. Okay, there should be a white part. But it goes all the way around to here. Nope. Actually, I need to have the spacers out so they don't catch on things. Yep, so these spacers with the little rubber thingy, they go on these trucks here and here. As you can see, there is no truck in this area. So that's our orientation cue, I guess. So one goes there, one goes here. Just like this. Come on. I guess I need to turn the lens around. Yeah, this is the 32 position and it goes in here. That makes sense now. Yeah. It almost feels right. And that sounds right. So, that works. So let's get going with the rest of the stuff. Now this part, it has a little soft pad. I think it goes here. Protects this opening. Let's not damage the flex. Yeah. And 3 screws. Alright. Now we can seal this stuff. I think the battery is dead. My little camera. Let me swap the battery. Camera is approaching high temperature. Well, yeah, it's been running all this time. It's actually pretty decently hot. But we are back together. Do you post your photos on Instagram? Well, I do not have the Instagram. But I do post my photos on my own personal website called windici.com. Windici comes from short of Windy Chicago. So windy, chi.com. It's all one word. Well, except the .com, obviously. So I don't do any commercial photography. I just do it for fun, for hobby. And also I do this repair just for fun. So, yep. Put this on. What's happening now? Camera overheated? No, it's still running. No. I think this will be over soon enough. Does the X-T5 have USB-C? Yes, it does. It's actually very similar to the GFX cameras. Let's put the rest of this camera together. So now I need to put the aperture ring back in place, and I need to not to misplace this ball. Ball is what's making all the clicks. So it goes to a specific spot. The spring should be still there, I hope. Let me double check. I don't see a spring. It's a little bit unsettling. Wait. Yeah, it's all there. False alarm. So now we need to get all this business where it belongs. Actually, probably easier to put a ball on the screen, like so, and let's get this reinstalled. There we go. Come on. Okay. Now we have aperture ring. Okay, clicks well. Goes a little bit past where it's supposed to go. I think it's okay. Let's put a stopper. This little brass piece prevents okay, where is the screw from it? it's this one. So it prevents the aperture ring to move out. Can't believe Hasselblad does not have video capabilities. What is XDI? XD2 you mean? I thought they added a video to that. But again, like, if you want a video, then I guess you can get the DJI drone. So now we need to figure out where these 4 screws went. I think they went all around here. So there are also 2 short ones. So the short ones go around there because one was drilled out and missing. And that's alright. And the long ones I goes 1, 2, 3, 4. I recorded a couple video clips on my GFX102 and I would say that's not easy to make a good video. The camera, this screw doesn't go all the way in, I think. Maybe it's supposed to go not all the way in, I don't know. So back to the video, I recorded a little bit, just like as a test, and I would say I don't have enough storage and enough of the memory cards to consider video seriously. Plus you need to have whole jig with the stabilization and everything else. I don't know, just video is not really my big thing. I'm more of a stills photographer, and I think some people who are buying Hasselblads, they are all purists and interested in photography rather than video, because you can get the pretty much same impressive result with the Fuji or even full frame cameras like Sony cameras. Alright, let's see where this goes in. I think it should be like that or not. Hold on, don't drop stuff. Probably like this. And flexes go outside. No, it doesn't align. This doesn't align either. pretty sure it's like this. Yeah. No. No. Now I'm confused because there is cutout from this side, and there is this toe part in here, but the screws don't match. What the hell? Come on now. So there are 2 screws here, 2 there. It should go only one way. And this is the way. So let's go outside. But then it hits this part. What is that? Yeah, it doesn't go this way. Can flip it around. Still no. Or yes? No? Can somebody scroll back the video in the beginning when I took this part off and tell me which way it's supposed to go? I think now I understand. So these 4 screws were supposed to mount this part, maybe? Let's see if they align like that. Yes, they are. So that's why these screws didn't go all the way in, because they were supposed to hold that metal piece. See, if something doesn't go in, then you're doing it wrong. This flex is from inside, and this flex from inside, this one outside. Now it all goes in as it's supposed to go. Cool. Now these 4 screws were holding the same length. Yep. They were holding this stuff around. Oh, I also forgot this spacer. Yeah, this was going. I think it was behind. Yeah. This ring. Right right here. I'm pretty sure it was between the yeah, it was between this aperture ring and between this body. Well, this should be easy fix. Took me faster to take it apart than put it back together, but that's okay. I need to remove this screw as well. So this went even level deeper, I'm afraid. Yeah. There are always spare parts. I guess a poor camera is overheating. So I'll just switch to the webcam. Let's see, I can use the microscope as a holder. Oh. Sorry, it's upside down. Stuff falling apart. Oh, sorry for the janky setup. Okay, so that insert goes somewhere here. Yep. I'm not sure what it does. There is a notch. I guess it's some kind of sealant, maybe, or spacer. I have no idea. Anyway. Okay. Now we put back the rest of the bits. Don't forget the ball. Probably all my viewers already fallen asleep. I know this is not very exciting. But I'm feeling good about this. I just hope that it still works as expected, and I can take some cool pictures tomorrow. Because this is my essentially wide, other than that Nikon 14-24, this is my widest lens for GFX. And 14-24 doesn't actually work too good on GFX because of the much larger sensor. So it's working pretty okay for 24 and say 22 millimeters, but when you get to 20 or below, I can start to see the insides of the lens on the corners, so what they called vignette. Well, there is a different word for it, because here I can just see black corner and it's kind of in a funky shape, because that lens is not designed to cover these large sensors. But on 24 millimeter it's kind of okay-ish. And used 2035's GF lenses on eBay. They pretty expensive, so I guess I'm waiting for the right time, because I don't earn anything with photography, just a hobby. So okay. 3D modeled a lens on my channel. I love cameras. Cool. What lens you modeled? And what you mean by 3D model? Did you do mechanical modeling or optical? Because all this magic, like how the lenses work, like what elements you need to use, and like how do you define what elements you put together and what distances, that's all like a black magic to me. I'm an electronics engineer. I design circuit boards and circuits. I don't do optics. But it's very fascinating. You are really brave to tear down your lens. Well, I have nothing else to do with it. Like, if it's broken, it's broken. I cannot use it. So, and I bought it for $500. So sending it to repair would probably cost much more than that. So, and in the worst case, I take apart the broken lens and I still have broken lens. In the best case, I make it working again. But like, again, I taken apart other lenses and I made them more broken. Or I taken them apart and there was some part that I cannot fix was broken, and there was nothing else you could do. Or one of the X lenses, Fuji X 10-28, I believe. I took that one apart and then I reassembled it back together. Camera started recognizing and working with it, but because of the optical element inside was shifted, I guess, or moved, the image quality was very bad. So it was like super soft and not really working well. So that repair failed essentially, because like I can do mechanical bits, but like if it's optically not working properly, then not much I can do. Like if some element or lens body got misaligned, well, like without exactly understanding and how to adjust or align everything, like that would be very difficult repair. So, but like this stuff, okay, like there was like a little plastic washer get jammed. Okay, I take it apart and get the washer back into place. So, and I didn't move any of the lens elements, so this should be still okay, I hope, because I did this before and the image quality was great. It was sharp, nice, no problems other than mechanical. Need to be gentle with these flex cables. All right. This goes on top. I kind of like that Fuji designed this stuff, like these screws positions, they are not symmetrical, so you cannot put it the wrong way. Overall, I disassembled either partially or completely, maybe like 5 different GF lenses, and I like how they build stuff. It's pretty much straightforward most of the cases, and also mechanically it's very sound design in terms of like how you put things together or take it apart. Like I can use like this one screwdriver to do most of the disassembly and assembly. I don't need like 5 different very special tools to take everything apart. So I think I'll need to clean this element a little bit. Or just maybe blow on it a couple times. Use my t-shirt for it. Not something I would recommend doing, but it's alright. Looks so cleaner already. So let's finish and hook it up to the camera and see what happens. Okay, and that's not the right screw position. And that's not right either, because it goes this way. Yep, this is the right position. See, again, we have this hole opening, this, and that. And now we need to connect rear body. There's a rubber seal for our water protection for the mount. And there is the mount itself, I guess. Actually, let's put this on into here first. Need to carefully connect this. This flex cable with all the electrical contacts. Well, that name is a mouthful. Sounds like interesting spec. Is it the Fuji X mount? Alright, well, this flex is there. Now we need to close the door. And get the screws aligned. Get this rubber seal in. There we go. And 4 last screws. There was another issue with this lens, that in xDevs there was no change for the focal length, even if I set it to 32mm or 50 or 64, it was always reported as 32. But that sounds like a electronic issue. Maybe the flex has a little damage or some missing signal contact for the readout of what's the position of zoom ring is, and that would explain the issue. But like optically it was great. And now it goes all the way from 32 to 64. And the front element doesn't wobble, because it was wobbling quite a bit before. So let's attach it to the camera and see if it works. Oh, and I need the battery, so I'll steal the battery from the Fuji. Come on. There we go. This is my XT5. See, the image is flipped. Sorry about that. I can probably unflip it. There we go. So let's get the battery out. So he was asking about Type-C. Well, yes, there is your Type-C and micro HDMI. What else? Microphone, remote, and 2 SD card slots. I also like that the smaller X series cameras and large GFXs. They all use same battery type, so you can just install the battery in. And yeah, so there we have it. No error, which is a good sign. Let's insert the SD card. So let's focus. Okay, focusing works. Let's see the aperture. So I can set to 32, and yep, 32. And set to 22, 16, oh, 18, 16. Okay, so it jumps to 4. 16, 13, 14. Maybe just bad contact. 11, 8, 5.6 and 4. Command mode. Focusing focuses. My little multimeter looks nice and sharp. And take a shot. Have a timer set on. Alright, let's see if the zoom works. Yep. Focusing alright. At least from what I can see on the LCD. Let's see if it actually saves the focal length. So let me change to back mode and take a picture at 64. Let's get rid of the timer. Timer off. Optical stabilization off. Okay, now let's try 50 and 32. Alright, let's see if we can see is there information. I don't think it's let me see the file information. Like EXIF in the camera. Well, I can check on the computer. Now we can just try this lens with my main camera, and that would be about the conclusion. Alright, so back in business. So this is, by the way, macro 120mm. I love this lens. So alright, so there is no memory card. Alright, let's take C5. Okay. Yep, aperture works. F8. Let's do 64mm. Okay, memory full. I think this is about all there is about this repair. So we resurrected this little lens. It's all now happy and ready for tomorrow photo shoot. So if any questions, leave them in comments, or feel free to reach out via the email on my website, xDevs.com. So, and just for the funds, I can show sensor comparison between little APS-C sensor and giant medium format. So you could see size matters. And just like for the perspective, the this is 27mm lens, and this giant, it's almost I think 800 grams or something like that, 32-64mm. So adapting this to the little XT camera, like the whole camera is actually almost smaller than a lens. So, and the other way around obviously will not work much either. So that's for that. All right. Thank you everyone for watching, and glory to Ukraine.